want to say this and I got to go. I love y'all. Keep supporting comedy. And I want to thank each and every one of you black guys for dating these ugly-ass white chicks and taking them off our hands. Real business. My name's Ray Lapowski. I'm out of here.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Lady Blacks again coming at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notifications so you're notified anytime I drop a new video. Also, shout out to the new subbies. Welcome to the family, y'all. If anyone has any ideas, feedback, or videos you want me to react to, please email me. My email is always in the About section, and it's ladyblacksagain@gmail.com. Finally, as y'all know, the dust is quite fierce. The dust is quite fierce. So in case we need a backup plan, I've created a second channel for us. I'll link that for you below. All right, y'all. So today for y'all, I got a little bit of a story time, and hopefully it's a little bit more cheerful. I know that we've been dealing with a lot for the last few weeks. I mean, real talk, for more than that, but particularly for the last few weeks, the last a couple days, we've been dealing with some pretty heavy subject matter. So I'm hoping that today's story time will give y'all a little bit of a giggle. Today's story time is about a time that some white firefighters came to my rescue. Now, let me set the tone for y'all because the tone gives a little bit of context of what was going on at the time and why these individuals needed to be involved. So try to hang with me. I'm going to give you a little bit of background information on what the tone was. So this was around the time that I had once and for all left my ex Dusty. I left him. I physically removed myself out of his life and started the paperwork for the divorce. And so during this time, you know, for the very first time, I was very, 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 very broke. So I had been laid off from a job. And before I actually got this job, I was unemployed and I had collected benefits. And because my ex Dusty never could provide, I did what I had to do to get more benefits. So when I got laid off from this job that I was working, I actually got penalized and couldn't collect benefits until the penalty was paid off. And so they used the benefits that I got from being laid off on the subsequent job to pay back whatever it was that was done to collect more money to support my family prior. So needless to say, I was definitely broke. And so when I got laid off, of course, there was nobody to depend on. And so my ex-Dusty husband and I moved in with his mother for the time being because, like, literally there was no one to depend on because of my circumstances. Basically, the main breadwinner was, you know, out of commission. So we had to move in with his mother. And so during that time, ironically enough, I actually decided the marriage was over as well. It was just over. I was just sick of it. I was sick of hating myself. I was sick of not progressing. You know, my ex Dusty was a major anchor around my ankle. And I just felt like I kept just getting, you know, pulled down more and more and more and more and more. And I was drowning and I hated myself. And, you know, I felt like it was best for us to part our ways. It just so happened at the worst of times where I'm being penalized for what I did previously when I was trying to provide for my family because my ex Dusty couldn't or wouldn't. And around the time that my ex Dusty actually finally became the breadwinner in the family. Now, mind you, we had been together for 5 years. And so for 6 months of those 5 years, he was finally the breadwinner by default. because he had a decent job. I got laid off. I was being penalized because of some whatever crap I felt I needed to do for my family before because he wasn't providing before. So I was trying to do what I needed to do. Don't ever mess with the government, y'all. I'll just say that. But I was being penalized for it nonetheless. And therefore, I, for the first time, didn't have control financially of the situation. And y'all know how things go down when they get control. They don't know how to act. They become the true colors that they are if they're not showing it already. So again, around this time, this is all going down. I couldn't take it anymore and officially decided that it was time to end the marriage. And so because I had no source of income, I had to stay with family. I had to go to the welfare office. I had to do all that good stuff just because I had nothing, while I was waiting for the penalties of my unemployment to be lifted. And once my unemployment penalties were lifted, mind you, I'm going to school too. So it's not like I'm just sitting around not being a bum and whatever. I'm also going to school full time as well. And I've just felt like I don't want anything. Now that I'm being laid off, this is a good sign for me to go and actually finish my education. And I literally don't want anything to stop that again. You know what I mean? The last thing that stopped that was the ex-Dusty. And I just didn't want anything to stop me from getting my education again. So I was definitely also determined to finish my education. I felt like, yeah, I'm laid off, but this is an opportunity for me to go ahead and just do what I need to do to finish my education and just bear the penalties of not having any income right now. So needless to say, I'm broke, y'all. I'm just like I'm babbling right now, but I'm just trying to set the tone of how broke I was at the time. And so and it came at the worst time of me deciding to end our marriage. I'm basically I was never able to depend on this man, even when he was the breadwinner of the family. And basically I left and I had absolutely nothing. And then when I finally got my unemployment and I finally got all my school stuff situated, I'm getting my financial aid, I could finally go out and get myself an apartment. But of course, I'm not balling out of control on a single person income. I have to get in where I fit in. And so, of course, I go on Craigslist, I go find something I can afford, and I find a slumlord that is willing to take anyone's money. That's where I settled. And let me tell y'all, I secured the application to that place. And literally the next night, the cops, like 6 police officers, were in the parking lot of my apartment complex because the other ghetto apartment complex next to the apartment complex in which I lived had a shooting. And so they had to go and handle that, and they were parked in my apartment complex. So that was like one major element that showed me that I was on my own, literally, in this life. The other major element that showed me that I was on my own was when my new landlord, or rather slumlord, gave me the keys to my new unit. I go in, I scope the area. It looks clean on the surface. They cleaned it up real nice for presentation. But then I look down and I see a roach running across the kitchen floor. And there's nobody here to kill it but me. Literally, those were the 2 major elements in my life that made me realize I was on my own. Thank God for my friend at the time who helped me, and we were just a support system to each other. She came and she was just like, look, this is just a start. Let's make this a home. And we were able to make it look nice and stuff. And, whatever. It is the blueprint of where I'm at today. So this is the tone that I'm in. I'm like 23, 24 years old. I'm on my own. I'm literally a single mom. I feel alone, and I feel like helpless, which is really weird because I was the main breadwinner of my family before this. And I knew that like I could do bad by myself, essentially, which is why I decided to exit and dip the situation. But nevertheless, I'm human. I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm 24. I'm a new single mom. I'm freaked out. I'm trying my best at the time. Well, there was this one night in the new place where, I'm doing my thing. Everything's cool. I'm doing the normal routine. Everything's good. I put my baby to bed. It's a 1-bedroom. We're sharing the room. She's 3 years old at the time. And so I do my thing. I put her to bed. And, she's 3. So she wanders and she does what 3-year-olds do. Well, during this time, she locks herself in the 1-bedroom. Mind you, like, I set the tone for this conversation for a reason. Like, literally, I'm on edge. I'm freaked out as a new single mom. And so I'm on my own. And, like, literally, me trying to her locking herself in and me trying to get her out was like really symbolic at the time. Like I just felt so helpless at the time. I had unscrewed the doorknob and literally couldn't get the doggone thing open. And so I called 911. I explained to them, I'm like, look, I'm a new divorced single mother. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure calling you is a joke. But literally, my child locked herself in the bedroom and I tried everything that I can to get her out, and I can't get her out. She's in there crying. I'm freaked out. I'm in the hood now. There's a roach that ran across my doggone kitchen floor. I'm trying my best. I'm really trying my best. And at the time, I'm feeling like I'm failing miserably. And so I call 911 and I let them know what's going on. And I'm very transparent of why I'm calling 911. And so they're like really nice about it. And they're just like, okay, we're going to go ahead and send firefighters. Give us your address, blah, blah, blah. Firefighters come. It's 3 white dudes. 2 of them are Anglo white. One of them is a Hispanic white dude. And they come and they take the little screws out of the hinges and open the door that way. Like that's how I learned that you can actually even do that. Was because the firefighters came, they did it, and they were able to get the baby girl out. And she runs to me and she holds me, and it's just like, y'all, it's so surreal at the time. Sometimes it's really crazy to think about where I started 10 years ago when I left my ex Dusty. But yeah, I'm really, really, really grateful for the firefighters. And one thing I will say is that firefighters are a majority non-Black heroes. I mean, that's just what I've encountered most of my life. I know that there are naked firefighters, but I'm just like not interested in paying any homage to them because first of all, I rarely see them. And second of all, I'm divested, so I don't care. And third of all, this story, whether it's coincidence or not, is about a time 3 white firefighters came to my rescue. And it was at a very, very trying time, y'all. It was. But I always think back at that time, and I'm not even being like corny or dramatic. Those 3 non-Black firefighters are my hero. Like literally, y'all, I felt so hopeless. And they came and like we joked about it afterwards. After they were able to get her out of the bedroom, I was like, did y'all drive over here in your big red truck? And they're like, yep. Oh, I'm never going to forget those gentlemen. And legit, they're always going to be my heroes because they came at a very trying time. And I'm very grateful. So hopefully this story warms y'all's heart. I know we've been dealing with a bunch of boosh for the last few days. I hope that this story was able to, I don't know, warm you up a little bit. But that's all I got for y'all for now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.
What is up, black people? How y'all doing? I want to let all you black women know you need to get a white man in your life.